Hi, loved one. Let's get into moving through and navigating through grief. For the past several years, I have experienced, losses. And I'm going to say losses because that's what everyone understands. Everyone kind of agreed that that's what it is. But in my belief system, it is not a loss because the person is only not here in the physical, but I believe that they are still with us. That's just my belief. That's my personal belief. But I know too that we miss our loved ones when we don't have them in the physical. We miss who we are when they are around us in the physical. But I've been experiencing a lot of losses, and close people to me have been experiencing close, what would be considered big losses. And it's like, just a constant thing that's happening. And I thought it would be a good idea to come in and share what I've been doing to, move through the grief the best way that I can. Not saying that it still doesn't hurt. I don't still don't cry and things like that. But I feel like these tools are helping me. Number one, when you need to cry and get it all out and scream or whatever, then do that. If you don't, what happens is that energy gets stuck in your body. In Chinese medicine, grief and illnesses from grief are impacted in the lungs. Okay, so you need to let all of that go so that energy continues to move out of you, to cleanse out of you. We owe it to our loved ones to do that. They would want us to take care of ourselves. They would want us to thrive, and they would want us to know that they are okay. They definitely would not want us to stay in a state of grief and just, a perpetual state of that. Yes, we're going to always miss them and we're going to cry and everything, but they definitely want us to do the self care and self love. Now, that I believe with all of my heart. So you let all of that out, and then the next thing I like to do is take deep centering breaths because again we're talking about the lungs, so you want to breathe in. A lot of times when we get traumatic news, or when we get scared, or there's like a jolt to the system, we take a breath in but we don't breathe out, we don't exhale. You pay attention, think about in the past when you it comes in but we don't let it out. And that's what we need to do. And that's what causes energy to get stuck. And that's what causes illnesses and disease in our bodies and stress. We want to make sure that we tell our body, our central nervous system, the fight, flight, or freeze mechanism, that it is okay and it does not need to be amped up. Because when that mechanism is on and it's not on for any good reason, just because you got all kind of illnesses happening, firing off in the body is causing all this stress. So that's what we definitely want to do, is take our deep centering breaths. I like to do 3. You can be audible or you can be quiet, mouth closed in, mouth open out. Another one. Allow the exhale to be longer than the inhale. Okay. Also, on those times when sadness really kicks back in, say this is, after a period of time and you get those big bouts of sadness and tears, consider this. There's a couple of things to do. Consider taking that energy that you're feeling, that emotion, and switching it on a dime and just say, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How does it get better than this? How does it get better than this? How does it get any better than this? And you keep in that same emotion, that passion, and you're transmuting it, you're alchemizing it for something useful. Okay, because this is to help you get through the grieving process with more ease. So consider doing that, and also consider turning that thought of sadness into a happy one by thinking about your loved ones, something funny, something fun you guys used to do together, or something that you remember that brought that person joy, or that brings you joy. Just transmute the energy as often as you can, okay? Anytime you start feeling that, transmute it. Another thing you can do when you start feeling that, consider helping someone else in some way. Just put the energy into helping someone else. Maybe you feel like, you know what, I've had a pretty rough week. Maybe you want to volunteer your time somewhere doing whatever you feel called to do. Sometimes you might not feel called to do it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway because it's about helping other people. A lot of times, your healing comes from helping other people. And when you are in the spirit of giving, it's the same as receiving. Okay, there's that energy loop that's going, and it's a continuum. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Another thing that I think is kind of fun for the family, say you lost a loved one and going back into talking about and reminiscing about good times, maybe have a family lunch or dinner where everybody goes around the room and just they talk about, an experience that they had that was really fun, and everybody starts laughing and just raising the vibrational frequency, around the whole situation. And I believe, my belief system tells me that our loved ones love when we do that. It's like we are remembering them, we're keeping their spirit alive, and they're probably at dinner with us. We just can't see them. And so you have multiple people saying this person's name, calling them over, and that person is in the midst. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe that. So have fun with that as well. Another thing that I think a lot of people forget is ask for help. I believe in God. You might call that energy something totally different. We're not getting caught up on the semantics. The Most High, the Creator, whether you call that energy, source, the one, the presence that's never absent, Allah, whatever you call it and ask for help. Please help me get through this. Please infuse ease and bliss in my heart. Change my heart so that it's not so heavy. Just however it resonates and flows with you, you ask for that help. And I believe we all kind of forget that when we ask, we will get the help that we need. But you have to ask. You have, and this is another part of my belief system. I believe that we all have guides that are with us all the time. I believe that the presence that's never absent is with us all the time. And when we have questions or when we need help, that presence is going to send the help. All right. Also, I know that our loved ones would want us to do these things because they're 9 times out of 10 trying to send us messages that we're not receiving because we're hurting. They do not want us to hurt. All right. Another thing that I like to do is work with crystal energy. Here is one of the main crystals that I've been working with quite a bit, bronzite. And I have some notes here, not all, but all of the crystals that I'm showing you here today is to help with getting through grief. It helps with letting go. It helps you get through the grief with more grace and let go and bring love into your heart. Just fill it with love and give you the strength and the stamina to move through the trauma, because when, especially if it's something that came unexpected, that could be trauma. It could be traumatic to your heart, to your body. So this one is called bronzite, and it helps it helps you learn to let go of what no longer serves. And I really like this stone. It has some sparkles in it. I don't know that they're coming through very well on camera, but it's a brown stone with some sparkles and has been an ally for me for quite a while. I like to put my crystals on my left side, my receiving side. Most people's receiving side might be the left, but I would recommend that it's not a hard and fast rule. Some people feel into it because yours might be on the right. Okay, for me, this is the receiving and this hand is the giving. So I put my crystals, what I need, I put it on my left side. Sometimes I'll have it next to me when I'm working at my desk. Another crystal that I work with is Apache Tear. This Apache Tear is simply black obsidian with another impurity on it. This one you can't see it. Usually it's like has white specks all over it. This one is a patchy tear, but you can't, the specks aren't really that visible. And then I have another piece of black obsidian. And black obsidian is gently grounding, and it is very protective. It absorbs negativity, and it strengthens your auric field, okay? And it reminds you of your inner strength. All right, now this is in the shape of a heart. If you have any stones or happen upon stone, you can get these from your local crystal shop or your metaphysical shop. Look it up for your area. But if you have get anything in different shapes, you can also use the energy of the shape. So this is a heart. The energy from this is love. So you're infusing more love, as well as the protection and the releasing of negativity. All right, you're infusing all of that. And then we have ruby. Ruby is another, this is a natural raw piece. That's what you want, natural and raw. Both of these are natural and raw. They're not that shiny stuff that you see, or that see-through stuff that you see, which usually is lab, unless it says otherwise. But typically when you go to like the fancy jewelry stores and you get rubies, you can see through them. That's that lab stuff that they made in the lab. But this is exactly how ruby grows, hexagonally, and it's a rough piece. All right, and this is another one that helps you with letting go and helps you through trauma and grief. All right, and it helps you, helps your heart. It is heals your heart. One that I have never worked with for this reason is the green moss agate. Well, actually, moss agate. You might see it or hear it called green moss agate. But this is another one that is said to be good. I know people who have used this. Said it's said to be good in healing through loss and working through losses. Okay, so these are things that I like to work with. And then I have selenite, a very gentle, angelic, light, high vibrational stone, and it actually charges the energies of these other stones if you lay them near. I like to sleep with this. What I would recommend is don't wet this one because it does melt and get powdery, but it's very, you can sleep with it. This is my palm stone. If you just want to, any of your stones, you can hold them in your hands, and just maybe while watching TV or something, it might bring you comfort. Wear them in your bra, in your pocket, in your purse, put them in the car, have them next to your desk, whatever you need to do. And you see, this is beaten up because I've dropped this so many times. It's polished, knock on wood, and it's still in one piece. But that is my selenite stone. Very angelic, light energy. And it has helped me through a lot of things. That is my spiel. I felt it was important to come in because, yet again, I'm experiencing another surprise. Someone that I knew for years has transitioned over, and it came as a shock to everyone who knew him. So I hope this is helpful. Roll this back, share it with anyone who might need it. And until the next time, live simply and be kind. It's TJ, and I like to help share insight on how to expand your mind, heal your body, and feed your soul.